bit like me. I live at Cardiff, not Cardiff Heights, not Cardiff.
He's 5 under for the day, and this is for 6 under. This is for 67, and this for 21 under.
Well, he's not the first one to not get that read right. We've seen half a dozen come down that slope and be left of the right line, but it's been a magic week for Ian Poulter.
Yeah, what a brave challenge. A round of 68. And Australian golf fans now know Ian Poulter.
So near to getting that first prize. But he's going to pick up a lot of Ryder Cup points anyway. He was currently 12th on the Ryder Cup points table, likely to move up to 6th. Plenty of weeks to go, of course, before they decide the team. Greg Norman then for a birdie. Norman, who's currently 4 under, so this is for a round of 68.
4th place worth 96,000, 3rd 135, 2nd 204, 1st 360. This for 2 for Norman to finish. Well, it's a great round from Greg Norman, considering that he 3-putted those 2 early on.
.68 for Norman, 68 for Poulter.
Sandy, he might not be far from winning again. This is a much better performance, I felt, than when they finished high up in the Australian Open before Christmas. He's working his way back into competitive form.
So we have just 2 players left out on the course, and they are locked together at 21 under par, and they're coming to the last. A par 3 of 178 metres. What a finish. What a sight.
Dion Kipping would have said 166 and 17, 183 to the hole.
It's going with 5 iron, going a little right in the breeze. It's drifting right, but it'll probably be towards the back of the green. Much, yeah.
Well, he's got that downhill right to left. It's the putt that many have had before him today. So a little opening there for Garcia, but you've got to remember it's a big hole, difficult green. Half in 3 would be, I would think, the odds-on result.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many players make a 2 here to win the tournament. But look, records are made to be broken, and with the talent these fellas have, who's to say he can't?
Big shot, but he's hit some great iron shots today. And this is a beauty. This is going straight at it. Be the club.
Oh. Right over the top of the pin. A little bit of advantage, Garcia. But of course, we have the best putter in the tournament to go first. Magic finish, great finish.
Look at these galleries swarming like bees. They're trying to get a great vantage point. Coming in around the bunkers and in their thousands.
Yeah, great shame, Sandy, because I think we would have seen some of the biggest crowds we've seen for a long time in golf in Sydney, with the weather not really knowing what it was going to do. I think perhaps a lot of people stayed away because of the inclement weather, but actually it hasn't rained today. It's been quite conducive for good scoring. The players like these sort of days where a little bit overcast, you get a better understanding of the background of club selection, soft greens. And boy, is there some talent in that man.
4 hours ago,
well,
they started locked together. They're still together.
Both 5 under par, and Sergio 6 under par. No, that's not correct. 5 under par, excuse me. We just got a minor glitch in our computer, and great round from Nick Ahern, 8 under par.
Tell you what, Jack, you've got one of these great match play scenarios here now. It is between these two. No one can beat them. And it's the old story, if he were to knock, young Aaron were to knock this in, you'd have to fancy that Garcia wouldn't. But if he doesn't, I think Garcia would.
There's Ron and Joanne Baddeley. Ron said earlier in the week that it's like a kid's day out when these boys all get together. Well, they're still together. But it's come down to this putt.
This was the shootout that everybody hoped would happen at the Ericsson Masters last year. It's happened here at the Greg Norman Holden International at the Lakes.
May just happen again next week.
This is part 1. A replay next week, perhaps, at Huntingdale.
Garcia coming to Huntingdale. Colin Montgomery coming to Huntingdale, but at the moment he's thinking only of this putt.
I've got a sneaking suspicion, however, that this won't be the last time we'll see these two go head to head.
You might be right.
It might be in many different parts of the world.
Dad looks reasonably relaxed. Mum looks just a little bit anxious.
Well, I think the great thing is, whatever happens, Baddeley's a winner today, as is Garcia. No wavering.
Both former top amateur golfers, and both familiar with match play. And I think Baddeley, while he'll be concentrating on his own game, he probably suspects that he doesn't want to give the young Spaniard a free hit, and he'll be desperately trying to get this in.
I'll tell you, Garcia's putt will be a lot more difficult if it does go in, Jack.
This for a 2 for Aaron Baddeley.
He's read it better than the others. He's read it better than the others.
Oh, it's gone the other way.
It did, didn't it?
Ian Poulter's ball went left at the hole. Baddeley's has gone right.
Sergio Garcia will now have a putt to win the 2001 Greg Norman Holden International.
Look at Joanne and Ron's reaction. They can't believe it's gone the other way. Just missing. Not over yet. Over to you, Sergio.
And I suppose when it's all said and done, Sandy, he did incur a 2-shot penalty, and I suppose if you were non-Australian for one moment, he probably deserves to win the championship.
This putt then for the championship. No, he misses. We have a playoff, possibly.
There's a little bit of putting left
just
yet.
for this, yes. Let's not count our chickens.
That was just too hard. The line was right.
Baddeley's got a putt of the best part of a metre. Garcia will putt out first.
I think good tactics, that, Jack, isn't it? You don't want to be left with this one, particularly as the local man is to go. Much better to get yours in first. Great round of golf.
.68 for Sergio Garcia. 5 under for the day.
Mum won't be watching this one. Dad might.
I think it's pretty straight. He thought the first one would bend right to left, depending on the speed he hits it. Putter in.
We have a playoff. 68 for Aaron Baddeley.
What a great sight that is. Two young fellas going at it head to head, but they could both smile and shake hands at the end of it.
And exactly the same thing happened just a few weeks ago at Houghton when Adam Scott was going head to head with Justin Rose. The same attitude, the same smiles, the same shake of the hands. They thoroughly enjoyed it there in Johannesburg, and these two have certainly enjoyed it here in Sydney today. Now just make sure the card is signed correctly. Don't rush it. They'll go back to the tee at 18 for the first hole of the playoff, and if they halve the hole again, they'll go to one of the most dangerous holes on the golf course, the 11th.
Notice he just tears a little strip off the top of his card, signs it, and now he'll compare the scores he's written down for himself against the scorecard that Aaron Baddeley has given him, just to make sure there's no incorrect numbers there.
So it's not over. A great 4 rounds by Ian Poulter. 18 once again. The first playoff hole, the par 3, and then after that it will be the 11th. There's Trevor Holden there to meet the boys.
And by the look of the radios in his hand, he can talk to himself. Get a pair of radios.
Well, many believe the 18th will be halved because that is the 11th. So they're anticipating that this could go on.
I think they might be right. I can't see, unless someone hits it just a genius shot here, I think it will go to the 11th. Par here, a good score on 18 at the best of times. At least when you're trying to win a $2 million golf tournament, puts a different perspective on it.
Well, a quick look just before they head down 18, Jack. A par 3 finish.
Yeah, classic par 3 that kind of unusual to see a par 3 finishing hole. When the course was redesigned, they ran out of space, I suggest, and see it surrounded by a sea of bunkers, and the pin cut very much on the left side of the green, as you can see. And well, I suppose with the breeze a little bit from the right, what there is from the south, well, very little breeze at all to talk about, and very rarely do you see this hole averaging under its par of 3. Toss of the coin. Usually you've got a choice if you win the toss whether you wish to play first or whether you want to put the other man into bat.
What would you do, Jack? Play first, put the pressure on him, get it close?
Yeah, I think that's psychologically it's the way to go. Of course, if you stuff up, you give the other bloke the advantage.
I've seen Ron and Joanne Baddeley, the parents. That is Victor Garcia and Sergio's dad. I understand always carries a club with him. Had a putter yesterday, I don't know what he's got today.
He's a nice man too.
Interesting technique there from Sergio Garcia. His first shot finished some 10 or 12 feet behind the hole, so he just comes back a few feet.
Dad's walking around with a 3-wood today.
Garcia won the Lindy German Masters in a playoff in 1999. Ian Woosnam was involved in that, and
it was a 3-way one, wasn't it?
It was a 3-way one.
Woosnam was first to drop out.
Might have been Roger Chapman. But anyway, he has won a playoff.
Boy, it's tight out here now. Just hit the same shot as the last time he went through here. He's got 5 iron. Got a little heavy. It's going right. It's got to go. Got it there.
It's on the green. Garcia, who's 64, was the best of the week, and only one man had 4 rounds in the 60s this week, and that was the man he's playing against, Aaron Baddeley. 67, 68, 68, 68 for Baddeley.
Garcia only didn't because of
the two-shot penalty
that he incurred. So over to you, Aaron. Let's see what he can do.
We're all taking a deep breath, I think.
Now, this is an important shot. He's just got to hit a little. He's got it going on the line. This is a better line. It's cutting back into the breeze. Staying there now. Could be left.
Well.
Role reversal from the first time round, but they're actually a little further away.
It's a much flatter putt, though, than he had, than even the one that Sergio had. Putting straight up the slope. Garcia down and across it. At this stage, I'd say advantage Baddeley.
Yes, it's not inconceivable for Garcia to three-putt from there. It's a very delicate pace putt.
Which would be a sad way for the
absolutely.
tournament to finish, wouldn't it?
You want somebody to win, not somebody to lose. But here you go. This is what the hours of practice are for. This is what you spend those lonely times. This is why you work with your coach. It's to get to these positions and then cope with them when you're there.
Crowds have loved it. They've battled together in the best competitive spirit. They've hit some wonderful shots between them, not just only today, but throughout the week. Paul Galley, who's Aaron Baddeley's manager, standing there.
Coach Dale Lynch.
And Coach Dale Lynch.
And this is what a lot of players don't enjoy, but some do when you get down to this sort of position. Some really go to pieces. Others thoroughly enjoy the head-to-head that match play throws up. Or a playoff, I should say, to be technically correct, but it's still match play, whichever way you want to look at it now.
Extra holes.
Bit of cup points, and since this is a joint venture between the Australasians and the Europeans.
If you may have just joined us, this is the first playoff hole. Both players finishing at 21 under par. Garcia for a 2.
Good putt, but it's got to be no better than 3.
I think he took the view over that, Renton, that if he was going to win this tournament, he's going to have to do it on the 11th or somewhere else. All this whole third time round. What he didn't want to do, as you say, was give it to his opponent.
Well, one of the best putters of the week now has the chance to add the Greg Norman Holden International to the Holden Australian Open.
By 2.
Well, this is a much easier putt than he had the first time round, that's for sure. It's going to move to his right. This to win the championship.
Straight in the middle.
Baddeley has done it. Our new champion of the Greg Norman Holden International is Aaron Baddeley at the first playoff hole with a mighty 2. And that's lovely. Joanne Baddeley going over to Victor Garcia. And that's possibly the most emotional we've seen Aaron Baddeley in his 3 wins. Absolutely ecstatic.
Beautiful putt to hold to win the tournament. Disappointment for Garcia.
Last hole. This morning. Remember? You said it at breakfast. Well done.
What exactly did you say at breakfast?
I just said it'd be nice to hole a putt in the last to win the golf tournament.
Not in a sudden death, though.
No, but I'll take it. That was nerve-wracking stuff coming down the stretch there, and yeah, to hold that putt there was just awesome. Sergio played great. We played in great spirits out there, and yeah, he's a true sportsman.
We've seen it during your 2 Australian Open victories. Your composure, though, just seems to be growing better, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't bad out there. I was pretty nervous actually, coming down the stretch, because you got a lot of penalties out there, sort of thing. So I was just trying to focus on what I need to do, try to hit my golf shots, just stay calm, and I did that pretty well and got up and down nicely on 17, and yeah, it was good.
You've deliberately sort of cut your schedule around a little bit on this Australian tour. You haven't played every event, and it's paid off.
Exactly, and because I played Cannon, have a week off, got my game ready for this week, and I think it showed that we are planning correctly and doing things the right way.
Played in great spirit today, wasn't it, between you and Sergio?
Yeah, like on 14, we're down there having a laugh, just having a chat, and even walking down there, walking back to the tee for the playoff, and we're just chatting about certain things, and it's good, like, and that's why it should be. Like that's what golf is.
You've got a presentation to follow. Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks, Paddy. Cheers.
Well done. Thanks.
Well, a wonderful performance there by Aaron Baddeley. And, well, there's his manager, Paul Galley, giving him a hug as well. Everybody giving him a hug, but spare a moment thought for Sergio Garcia, who lost out in the playoff. And that 2-shot penalty that he incurred yesterday certainly had its effect. What a great event this has been this week. And what a great winner. On the right there, Ron Baddeley and Victor Garcia, the father of Sergio Garcia. There's Joanne Baddeley as well. The parents say, watching their 2 sons this afternoon perform so magnificently. It really was a wonderful performance by these 2 young fellows.
Well, I don't think, you know, you can get better than that. I think 2 young fellas, one 20 and one 19 years of age, going at it head-to-head down the stretch. Greg Norman in the equation. And, of course, the young Englishman, Ian Poulter, who I was very impressed with this week. And, gee, I thought the golf was fantastic.
The golf was fantastic, and I tell you, 2 very proud parents, Ron and Joanne Baddeley, and they're with Pat.
We're making a habit of this.
Oh, it's fantastic, Pat. Absolutely fantastic. It's sensational.
The thing is, you had Sergio over at your place last year for a barbecue, didn't you? And you get along so well with Victor. It was like a family affair out there today.
Absolutely.
They're a lovely family. They really are. We had them up for the barbecue, and we just talked all night. And Sergio was so supportive, and his father, and they gave Aaron and our family great advice.
Now, as I said to Aaron, you said to him, you mentioned this at breakfast, a putt to win it.
He mentioned it at breakfast. He said, wouldn't it be great to have such a great close tournament and then win by a putt on the last hole? Well,
how are the nerves holding it?
Well, the heart rate's around about 200, but it's come down from 300, so we're getting close.
He just keeps covering himself in glory, doesn't he?
Yeah, look, it's been a fabulous week actually, because he's had so much support, you know, email, telephone calls, letters over the past, you know, week or 2 since since the incident. And you know, the support that he's received, he's just been overwhelmed. Our whole family's been overwhelmed by it. It's fabulous from Australia.
That sort of stuff hurts a young guy like that, but obviously he's bounced back in the best way. He knows how to let his clubs do the talking.
Oh, he definitely did let the clubs do the talking, but quite honestly, it didn't dig deep at all. He just took it for what it was and just dismissed it.
All right, let's forget about it now. You savour the moment.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Thank you.
A great moment for Mr. and Mrs. Baddeley. We'll take a break. More golf coming up after this. And golf in very good heart after that victory by Aaron Baddeley. And Well, when you think of all the young fellows here this week who were making their mark, James McLean was there, Scotty Gardner was there, Adam Scott perhaps didn't have such a good week, but everything's looking good for the future here.
It certainly is, and of course Aaron right at the top of the tree now. What an impressive record. 3 victories as a pro, 2 Australian Opens and a Greg Norman Holden International, and of course building into the Masters next week and then the ANZ Tour Championship to conclude our Order of Merit money list here. He could, in fact, be in the top 3, which gets him into the British Open and other tournaments later on.
What impressed me, Jack, was the way Aaron Baddeley putted. You know, all week he putted so superbly, and here was the putt that finally enabled him to beat Sergio Garcia. It was never going anywhere else.
Well, it was certainly in the best position on that green, which is a difficult green to read. From where he was literally coming up a chute, and I suggested that if you were ever going to make one, that was where Baddeley could make it. But he is. He's an incredible player because for someone with so inexperienced to manage what he's managed in such a short time, he is going to be all sorts of player.
And here's the great news. They're going to do it all over again next week at the Ericsson Masters at Huntingdale, and you'll be able to watch it on 7 Sport. Goodbye.